I suppose you're here for a story, aren't you? Very well, I'll give you a story. I'll tell you the story of how Arlo and his crew first met the leader of the Hamato brothers. Remember the year they met, and remember it well. His name was Hamato Leonardo, and this is a true story of how Leonardo and Arlo became best friends. This is their story.
It all started in June 21st, 2024. A young boy is now 15 years old here in 2024, and his name was Arlo. Arlo had his crew now. They come by many names: Marsha Rodriguez, Ashley White, Natara Aarons, Olivia Garcia, and Carl Bradshaw. He's the youngest. It was almost midnight in New York City. It was slightly dawn outside, and the crew were headed to go get some pizza. So then I was like, stick it, or I'm telling. The whole crew was laughing. So Buck was like, chill out, dude. And I said, no can do, hermano. And he said this: have mercy. The whole crew laughed again. Now, the conversation didn't last much longer until Arlo heard crying from the rooftops. The sound of the cries was a man's voice, but it sounded like a 17-year-old. It had a Ben Schwartz voice, too. Hearing that, Arlo kind of felt sad for whoever was crying, so he had to do something about it. Arlo stood in front of his crew, stopping them. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hit the brake! I gotta go up there for a sec. Arlo runs up to the building and climbs up to the rooftop. Ashley, thinking he's crazy, runs after him to make sure he doesn't fall. Natara was silent this whole time. The whole crew followed Arlo. Just when Arlo got a closer look after a long way to the rooftop from climbing, he knew it was a mutant, a teenage mutant turtle. But he was a ninja. He was a red-haired slider with light yellow stripes, like markings running down the thighs and arms, sporting two on the sides of his shoulder blades, while the other two reside on the sides of his upper thighs. He follows with two red crescent-shaped markings imprinted just on the outer edges of his eyes, having a goldenrod yellow plastron, as well as a dualish blue-gray carapace, which is his shell. That was a somewhat darker pattern that resembles closely to the curly bracket symbol. He was wearing a Dodger blue mask that has back length bandana tails, reaching tied at the backside. His forearms, donning dark teal fingerless neck gloves, which have a matching Dodger blue trim outlined on both sides. The socks on his legs having a matching scheme, reaching just below his knees. The sock lacks coverage on his ankle and toe as well. The side strap. Sorry. Finishing his attire with a matching blue belt that has two holsters on the back and side. A strap perched on the left of his shoulder. Finally, the turtle emblem is located partly on the right of his plastron. The red-haired slider uncovered his face, moving his hands away from his eyes, and flinched as he looked at Arlo in shock. Knowing that he's not supposed to be seen by other humans except for the humans he knows, letting out a gasp in shock. Arlo climbs up just in time, followed by his crew. Arlo nervously waved at the red-haired slider, but almost slips and repeats what he was doing. Hi, hello, what's up? Are you a mutant? Ah! Oof! The red-haired slider screamed and stepped back while sitting, causing Arlo and the crew to fall down to the ground while they were still on the rooftop and caused a pile. Arlo squeezed out and tried to calm the mutant down. Hey, don't panic. We're good guys. Who are you? And who are they? Hey, bud. I'm Arlo. That there is a crew of mine. Carl, Olivia, Natara, Marcia, and Ash. Before Arlo finished introducing the whole gang, the red-haired slider ran off and hid behind the rooftop chimney and starts crying. Arlo slowly walked up to him. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you. Why are you crying? I am not crying! The mutant shouted as he peeked out from the rooftop chimney and noticed someone watching him. Huh? Arlo turned and saw his crew behind him and looking at the mutant. Olivia was feeling sorry for the mutant. Natara and Marcia were leaning on each other back to back, while Ashley was leaning on top of Carl's head, squishing his beanie. Carl felt annoyed, but Arlo knew the poor guy needed space. Back off! Back off! Give him some space! The crew backed off as Ashley got off of Carl before Bradshaw smacked her on the back of the head. Arlo slowly walked up to the mutant as they had a private conversation. Come on, big guy, you're killing me. What's the matter? It's my family. So, there's nothing to cry about. Did you guys get separated? No, it's my cousin. What about your cousin? Does she hit you? No, she's just never around. She's my baby cousin, and we always get into fights. You see, we used to get along when she was 8 years old, but I gave up on her since 2022. Carl was standing in front of the mutant without him noticing. To his surprise, he let out a soft gasp and covered his mouth when he noticed Carl. The name's Arlo. What's yours? Leonardo Hamato. Well, Leonardo Hamato, you should have my sister slobbering kisses all over me. In public. I had to make tracks. So you know what I'm doing? No, what? Me and my crew are headed for some pizza. That sounds nice, I know. Arlo then ruffles Leo's head as he spoke. What do you say you dry those tears, Big Blue? And come with us. Leo then stood silent as he looked at the outside world and looked back at Arlo and his crew. Leo dried his tears and dusted himself off. Okay, I'll go. Look, I don't want the others I don't want the other people to see you. So Arlo then saw an old chaperone and made sure there wasn't anything in that chaperone, but there was nothing in there, so he gave it to Leo and puts the hood on his head. As they got off the rooftops, they headed for some pizza. 2 minutes later, it was almost getting dark, and the crew were chatting with Leo. So, your brothers would always call you annoying? Yeah. I was just trying to be myself, you know? And? Leo let out a sigh and explained, I get nightmares about it. And after Alec died, I still get nightmares about it. I always think it's my fault for not saving him. It still hurts. And after Caesar died, Pips and I got into a fight earlier. And that's how I came here. Ouch. I'm surprised your brothers still get concerned about you. I know. But sometimes when I'm 100% not okay, I always lie to them. But sometimes they just don't believe me. Because they just know I'm not okay. And I think I really hurt Mikey's feelings. How so? When I was in my room crying after the fight I had with my little cousin, Mikey came in and asked if I was okay, and I tried to lie to him, but he did all that Dr. Feelings stuff, and I kinda lashed out. I made a portal for me to get out, but Mikey grabbed me by the hand, and I just told him to let go. And after I portaled myself and got the heck out of here, Mikey's feelings were hurt. I should apologize. Hey, trust me, I know the feeling. But I couldn't agree more. Neither can my crew. But just remember, you can't just say stuff like that. You have to mean it. Leo nodded. I smell your guilt, Leonardo. Please, don't call me Leonardo. I prefer being called Leo. Natara walked closer to Leo. Yes, sir, Leonardo. Sorry, she's like that. It's cool. Now I know how my brothers feel. Oh. Should I talk to them or tell somebody? No! You can't tell anyone about what I'm going through. Please. Don't tell my brothers about what I told you guys. Please. I want to know what's best for them. Okay. We won't tell anyone. Leo then noticed it was getting dark. Oh, shoot. I better go. My brothers would pop their corks if they find out I'm gone. Either find your way back? I always do that. But be careful. It's like a maze of buildings coming all the way home. I can walk you there, Leonardo. Natara, you gotta start calling me Leo. Yes, sir, Leonardo. Just as Natara walked Leo back home, Arlo felt happiness that he made a new friend, a best friend. Arlo and his crew headed back home until the very next morning on June 22nd, 2024.
Did you like the story? I hope you did. Because guess what, my dears? The truth is, Arlo's story of how he met the turtles, well, it hasn't ended yet.